It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
It's time for the Geno Jones Show. Good afternoon. If you're watching it live, good afternoon, unless you're on the other side of the world, and maybe good morning, good evening. It is time for the Geno Jones Show. I'll come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 p.m. Central Time, 3:30 p.m. out on the West Coast. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Geno Jones channel, or I should say subscribe. Subscribe, share, and like the Geno Jones Show and the Geno Jones channel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a tough day. It's a tough day for America, a tough day for Americans, a tough day for men and women in the military, a tough day for the Marines. In case you hadn't heard here, I'm coming to you live. As a matter of fact, President Joe Biden just addressed the press and really the world not too long ago. 12 United States soldiers, 12 men and women in uniform, were killed from a bombing by this ISIS-K group. It's a rival group of the Taliban over in Kabul, Afghanistan. Today at a checkpoint at the airport, apparently there were two bombs that were exploded in the area, one at a hotel and one at this checkpoint. So this suicide bomber, don't know if it was a man or woman, apparently had some type of bomb, some device on his body, on his or her. So we'll just say it because we don't know if it's, they don't know, all the officials don't know if it was a male or female. And blew him or herself up, killed 12 U.S. soldiers, injured 15, killed many Afghan civilians, don't have an exact number, 15 injured in this bombing at Kabul, Afghanistan. So I am very fortunate to have as the official military expert for the Geno Jones Show, returning back to the show. He is a retired Master Sergeant in the United States Marines, over 2 decades of service to our country. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring him on camera. And we're going to cut right to the chase. Master Sergeant Roy Gray. Master Sergeant, I want to thank you for coming back on the show. And I just want to extend my condolences to the family of the fallen, and we don't know who they are yet because apparently, according to the press secretary, which is obvious, the next of kin have to be notified by the Pentagon. I'm sure you know this procedure, unfortunately, better than most. So just prayers go out to the family, the ultimate respect and gratitude to the fallen, also to men and women like yourself who wore the uniform and defended this country. So I'll just kind of just step back. I'm just going to let you take the floor. If I think of a question, I guess the first thing I want to ask, what's your initial reaction to what's happened today?
Well, we never want to leave or lose a man or a woman, doing any kind of mission. But unfortunately, this is still a war. And sometimes things like this are going to happen. They knew that it was a threat, and I'm sure they were taking, they were doing everything they could to look for this and hopefully stop it. But sometimes you just can't stop everything. Like they said, they don't know if this was a man or a woman. They were probably covered from head to toe, so you couldn't see what they were carrying. And it's just, it's crazy, but these things still happen, and you have to protect yourself and your people as best as you can. But now, having said that, this is a terrible time. We're still at war. The president has a hot table. What happened?
There you go. Shot back.
Like the president has a lot on his table right now. And right now, it's time for all true Americans to stand up and get behind the president and give him your prayers and your support as he has to make these decisions that could cause someone to lose their life. But he has to make these decisions, and he needs to know that he has everyone behind him backing him up as he has to make these decisions for our country. All that other crap that's been going on, you need to put it to the side and you need to back the president. Now, also, the press has been asking some really hard questions, and that's good. We need the press to keep us honest at all times. But you still need to remember you need to support the president, and you need to support a real president who's doing presidential things, right, trying to get us out of this mess. So you can continue to ask him the hard questions. If you got any any criticisms, wait till this is over and wait till everybody's home, and then you can criticize and what if all you want. But right now, if you're not standing with the president, you need to shut the hell up and move to the side.
and and because the master sergeant respects the chain of command, even though he's retired, and this commander, well, I won't even call this person a commander in chief, but I'll translate what he was saying. Be grateful that you have a man of honor in the White House like President Biden, unlike that other jackass that was around for the last 5 years that didn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. So that's not Master Sergeant Gray. That's Geno Jones on the Geno Jones Show saying that. But I digress because we don't even want to bring up that negative energy. Speaking of negativity, you know what? Let me rephrase this. I won't say negative. I'll say humanity, because President Biden, you could see the pain. You could see the pain, the anger, the heartache. There were many times he had to stop and compose himself when he was talking about the loss of these men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice. And I could only imagine what that burden must feel like. So, Master Sergeant, if you can, kind of put us in the mind and the body and the spirit and the soul. Of course, you've never been commander in chief, but I'm assuming, I could be wrong. Have you ever been in a situation where you've had to convey information to the next of kin about a fallen soldier while you were in the military? What is that like?
It's a terrible thing, man. You don't know how you're going to get through it. You don't know how you're going to tell somebody that someone is gone and not coming back. I mean, it tugs at your heart. And that's why everybody needs to really support your military people, because even though I know you see a lot on television, you just still don't really know what military people go through and how much they sacrifice day in and day out. So you have to really get behind them and give them your support, because when you lose somebody, I mean, it hurts everybody, man, just right down to your core, and it's hard. I can't even really describe the feeling that you have when you have to tell someone else that person is gone. I don't know. There's really no way to describe that feeling that you get when something like this happens. And that's why I say the president needs as much support as we can possibly give him, even to help him get through this catastrophe. Because I mean, it really hurts when this type of thing happens.
I want to piggyback on what you just said, because it's funny, because I was about to ask you about this, because you talk about in terms of helping him. So my question is, does the military, I'm sure they provide some type of mental health counseling, therapy, and I would assume for the president, you never hear it talked about, but I would imagine, God, with everything and all the weight that any president carries, is there some type of counseling or therapist that people in leadership, from the commander in chief to people who are in leadership positions in the military like yourself? Do you guys have resources in terms of professionals, therapists, mental health counselors to help you? Because you carry the weight of life and death, and it, like you said, it's a lot. So what support system and what tools, resources do you all have to help you keep your mind right?
Well, the VA has greatly improved, and they have all these services available for servicemen now. You always have somebody that you can talk to. And as for the president, President Biden's a very religious man, so I know that he has somebody that he talks to, during his quiet time.
Right.
But the VA offers a lot of different things for military people today. So you can always go in and they will get someone for you to talk to help you out with whatever situation you might be going through.
Did you have it while you were active duty? I guess that was the main question I was trying
Well,
to ask.
came in a long time ago, man. That's why I say things have greatly improved.
Okay.
Because when I first joined the Marines way back when, if you had an issue, it wasn't manly to speak up about that kind of stuff.
Wow.
You kept it to yourself. And unfortunately, we did things, we became addicted to different things,
Yes.
But today, like I said, the VA has greatly improved, although not perfect, but they have greatly improved. And you can find someone to talk to in the VA system. And there's also organizations on the outside that assist military people. So the help is there today for someone who needs it.
If the commander in chief gave you a call today and said, Master Sergeant, what do you recommend that I do in terms of the mission? In terms of, do we need to bring more soldiers, surge, and some more men and women in to protect the Americans, Afghan allies, and the American soldiers and equipment that have to be evacuated? What would be the conversation you would have if
Well,
President Biden got you on the phone?
I was listening to the generals, and I'm sure we are on heightened alert right now, and they are looking for any and everything. So I don't think we really need any more people right at this moment. The key thing is to complete the mission and get out of there as quickly as possible. Right now, I don't believe that they need any more people to do that. They've got plenty of drones and helicopters flying around, looking for whatever, although it is hard to stop a lone wolf or an individual from doing something like this. But everybody's on alert. And if we keep going like we're going right now, we can get out of there. What is it, 31st?
Yes.
We can there with everybody. And hopefully we don't have any more of these attacks, although they know that, it's still a very dangerous time. These people, they scored once, so they might try to score again. But this time we're going to be we really are on alert, and everybody's looking for something. So they've made it a little bit harder for them to come in there and do this again. But we just need to stay focused and complete the mission and get out as quickly as possible.
And to me, Master Sergeant, it's pretty clear that the military had some type of intelligence or information, because there was the State Department sent out an email and a warning, basically, if you were near the airport, to get away. And even in press reports, they were saying that, I guess there was intelligence that predicted what happened today, predicted that there was a heightened chance that this was probably happening. So apparently, you guys in the military had already seen or heard something, between the CIA and I guess whatever informants you guys have in the military. You want to speak to that?
Yeah, they knew something was coming. I mean, they didn't know where it was coming from, but just imagine, let's just say you and I were in New York, walking through, the city. Mm-hmm. Everything looks normal. You're not expecting anything, and then all of a sudden a suicide bomber comes through. How could you have picked him out if we were in Times Square?
Yeah, that's true.
There's no way that you would have picked that person out in Times Square. He's not doing anything unusual. He's just walking around just like everybody else. But he has a bomb strapped to his body. So it's hard to defend against something like that. I mean, you have to really shut down everything. And if you got any people coming in, how are you going to check those people?
And let's piggyback on that. You and I had a conversation earlier, and you pointed out something that I did not realize in terms of what's happening in Afghanistan. So you've got the Taliban. Basically, they're like the security guard that's like at the front door. They're not the security guard that's inside the club. If I use a nightclub reference,
Yeah.
The Taliban, because of the culture, you pointed out that when it comes to women or someone who may appear, who may show up
Yeah.
physically as a woman. Now, keep in mind, in Afghanistan, a Muslim culture, they have the burqas, the covering. So, in theory, a man could have the headdress, the head wrap, and the covering, and show up as a woman wrapped up, have a suicide bomb, and you couldn't tell. And so the interesting fact is, you said that the Taliban, they do not search women. I'll let you speak to that.
No, because of their culture, they're not gonna touch those women and start lifting their clothes up, that type of stuff. So, they have no way of knowing. But now there are female suicide bombers. So, it could have gone either way, but either way, you have no way of knowing because if you watch that part of the world, when you see the women, some of them are covered from head to toe.
Yeah.
You can't even see their eyes. They're
Right.
covered from head to toe. So you have no way of knowing if it's a man or a woman or if they have a bomb strapped to their body. So it's a tough situation to be in.
Right. So, Master Sergeant, what about a woman soldier? They're not allowed to, or I guess out of respect for the culture, they couldn't search a person showing up as a woman with the head wrap
Yeah.
and the hijab and all the gear.
They may have changed some rules already. I don't know,
Okay.
but normally, you don't touch those women with what they're wearing. But like I said, now I'm sure they have come up with something because you just cannot let them walk through there and not be checked.
Yeah.
Because like I said now, because when you speak of Obama, first of all, we immediately think of a man, but you also have women who are suicide bombers.
Right.
So sure, they have come up with something because if you're putting all these people on aircraft, what's to say one of them doesn't get on an airplane? And then what?
So, if you could, two things, two-part question. Could you explain to the viewers who is ISIS-K? And my second question: why in the hell would they want to get the wrath of the U.S. military and the United States of America? That part I don't get, but I'll let you speak to both parts of those questions.
They spoke about that on the news. Also, they were saying, why would these people attack us when it benefits them if we leave quickly? But
Right.
one person, maybe they're just trying to make a name for themselves. They know we're leaving. They want it to seem like we've been defeated. So they're going to just do this last thing to make us look bad and try to make the president look bad. But what you have done is you have awakened the giant.
The anger, the rage. I'm sorry. I just wanted to point this out. I want you to speak to this. It was just that part of the news conference, and President Biden. I mean, is visceral anger, and he said, "We will not forgive you. We will not forget you. We will hunt you down." I was like, whoa. You could see he was almost shaking. the anger was like I said, it was just really visceral. And I know you talked about it early. We were talking off camera and joking, but it's true. Listen, this is the most powerful military, the best technology and weapons in the history of humankind. So like the ISIS-K, dude, you don't, as the kids say on the street, you really don't want these problems. You don't want this smoke, because these men and women like Master Sergeant, dude, and he's a Marine. These are fellow Marines, dude. Y'all ass, they will hunt you down to hell. They'll find you in hell. So that's just a little editorial comment, but I'll let you speak to that. Why would they want to even, like you said, wake up a sleeping giant?
I think they were just, trying to make a name for themselves, but they have made a big mistake. A big mistake. Every day that they wake up, they had better be looking over their shoulder, because one of those drones might just be overhead when you might step out the door for the very last time, walk out and disappear. But they're going to find them. They're going to find them. It may take a while, but they're going to find them, and they're going to take care of it. There's no doubt in my mind that the president is going to make sure that we take care of those guys, no matter where they are. They can't hide, and they say they've already made a video. So they want to show that they have defeated the United States, but oh no, you have really messed up.
Yeah, you really. I just think y'all don't. The ISIS-K. I don't know if y'all watching. You get this video, but you don't want problems with these folks here. Okay, I'm telling you, this is the wrong. Because I know a lot of times, Master Sergeant, I've seen this propaganda, and they're like, "Oh, America is the evil Satan." Well, you no, you think you saw Satan? You ain't seen Satan. Trust me, Satan don't want to see these problems. That you killed 12 U.S. soldiers right there, literally at the airport where they were stationed. It's just, well, I just hope that, but you make a good point, and I feel good, because I'm sure there's some people saying, "Oh my God, we're gonna get sucked into another war," but you're making the point, and I'll let you elaborate. With the technology we have, you mentioned drones. We don't even. We don't have to send no 5,000, 10,000 troops nowhere.
And see, they now they're going to be hard to find. They don't really have specific areas, but now they're probably going to get pretty bold, and they're going to congregate in one area one of these days somewhere, and we're going to always be watching, always. And they're going to come together thinking that the United States has forgotten about this. And that's going to be their last day on earth.
They'll be out somewhere, out in the little mountain range on a dirt road, out there celebrating and shooting guns in the air and yelling and screaming. And all of a sudden, like you said, wait, oh shit, oh, what? Look up. It'll be too late then. They talking about wanting to see their maker. Well, you all will be more than happy to accommodate them meeting their maker sooner than they realize.
It's coming. It's coming.
Anything? Go ahead, please.
One other point I want to make is the leader of the Taliban. Now, supposedly we don't know that they had anything to do with this or anything, but the leader of the Taliban, this guy was in prison, and the guy that used to be in the White House let him.
Jesus Christ. I know.
And we don't know what kind of deals he made with the Taliban. And when he made the deal, the Afghans were not involved in the deal.
Right. So how does that happen? I mean, so somebody is fighting a war with America, and that would be like that would be like the president of France, Macron, making a deal with the true terrorist that stormed the Capitol on January 6th and didn't include President-elect Biden. It's like, how the hell? Who thought that was a good idea?
So we don't know what kind of deals were made or anything. So, if you feel like doing any kind of criticism, there you go.
Right. Orange Hitler. All right, trust me, he's still out there talking about he wants to run 2024. Before I let you go, Master Sergeant, any message that you'd like to send to the men and women in uniform, especially, I believe, were all 12 of the U.S. soldiers, they were all Marines, am I right or not?
Yeah, I believe they were all Marines.
So is there any message that you'd like to send, anything you'd like to say to the Marines out there and just the men and women in uniform? Because I could imagine this has got to be a tough time it's a tough time for all of us as Americans, but it's definitely a tough time for those who have worn a uniform representing in the Marines.
I would just like to tell them to stay strong and just keep fighting, because we got your back no matter what. And once again, once you sign that contract to become a Marine, it doesn't say anything about being a secretary or a cook or a truck driver. It says that you are a basic rifleman. That means we fight. We've always fought, and we will continue to fight to protect the country. But believe me, all us old devil dogs, we got your back, and we will be praying for you and supporting you and the president.
I love it. Master Sergeant Roy Gray, keep it simple.
Right.
You always do, man. Make it easy for us to understand, man. Love and respect. Salute your service and your sacrifice. Go enjoy your weekend, man. Have a great day. And, we'll be talking to you soon because we're pretty sure. As a matter of fact, once we are officially out of Afghanistan, if we can grab you one day next week, we'd love to have you come back and give your perspective in terms of where do we go from here. Hopefully, we won't have any more bombings, any more attack of any U.S. soldiers. I would just recommend ISIS-K. If some of y'all cousins in ISIS-K, y'all might just want to say, hey, y'all really don't want it. Whatever beef y'all got with the Taliban, you going over there. But you don't want problems with these folks over here. You really don't want that smoke. Not at all. Master Sergeant, thank you again, my friend.
Right.
All right. Master Sergeant Roy Gray does a great job, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, God. Most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Subscribe, share, and like the Geno Jones channel. Subscribe, share, and like the Geno Jones channel, the Geno Jones Show. Go ahead, copy the link. This is a great show, so copy the link. Every show is great, I know. Thank you, Mother, I know. But copy this link, and you can paste it. Copy the link, paste it on someone's Instagram page. Share it on their Instagram. Copy the link, paste it on Twitter. Share it on Facebook. Whatever platform you have, you can copy the link, the YouTube link, email it to someone, or tag it to whatever page they have. I'd appreciate it. Grab some of the show you saw today. Grab about 30 or 60 seconds or 90 seconds and put it up on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Got some great viral moments with Master Sergeant Roy Gray. Shout out to Mr. Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. You can check him out on Instagram, Kel B Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP, Kel B Cutting Up. Also, shout out to Alexandria Jones, the official wardrobe stylist and consultant for the Geno Jones Show, fashion designer and fashion design major up at Columbia College, Chicago. You can check her out on Instagram, Lexie, LEXIE_. That's that line below. Lexie_Nicole, NICOLE. Lexie Nicole Designs, or Alexandria Jones, Alexandria ALEXANDRIA. And Bruce Gage, also wardrobe consultant and stylist. Check him out. Bruce, just do a search, Bruce Gage, Gage. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching. Mother, you know I love you more than life itself. All right, have a great rest of your day, afternoon, evening, Friday. Tomorrow, not Friday, let me correct it. It'll be a Friday. Yay, it's Friday. Weekend review edition of the Geno Jones Show. I believe my guest, Miss Keela Carson, my weekly contributor. We didn't get a chance to talk to her last week because we had some things happening. but she should be my guest tomorrow. So we're gonna have, we have fun. We get Fridays, we get the funny on Fridays. Make it a funny Friday for you, right? All right, everybody, let me get out of here. Once again, our prayers and wishes, our prayers, we lift up in prayer, the family. We lift up all of our men and women in uniform. We specifically ask God to bless, have favor, and cover and protect our men and women in uniform all over the world, specifically in Kabul, Afghanistan right now, and to lift up the families of the 12 United States soldiers that gave up the ultimate sacrifice, gave up their life to protect their country, to evacuate fellow Americans and American allies from Afghanistan, and paid the ultimate price with their life. We could never thank you for the ultimate sacrifice you made. We lift your spirit and soul up. Rest in peace, power, and paradise to those soldiers. I don't know if they were all men, women, all women, but we lift you up in prayer and thank you. All right, let me get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Can't wait till Friday. That's right, tomorrow. We'll see you 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Once again, please share, subscribe, share, and like the Geno Jones Show. And if you like to advertise, if you like to sponsor the show, I would love to do business with you. Support Black business owners, Black entrepreneurs. This era of racial reckoning, yes. Reach out to me. And if you're looking for the ultimate pitch man, I am the king. Not the king. No, not the king. I am the king pitch man. Geno Jones Show. I got a Gmail account. That's it. Not just Geno Jones Show at Gmail. Geno Jones Show. Thank you, everybody. I love you. Like I said, I really do. Yeah. Until Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. One last thing. As always, please be blessed.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.